Alright, I guess it'll do my first ever, like, vloggy type thing. Anyway, so here's the drive-in speaker that my homie sent me, right? Drive-in speaker, yeah, okay. Took out the old boy. That's the old boy. Definitely old and busted. It's actually, like, ripped. No good. So, finding a replacement was its own magical challenge, but I did find one. Yay! Usually they're car speakers, and they have a magnet the size of a truck, and then like they have like domes with like mids and tweeters, and they take 125 watts, and that doesn't work for me. No, thank you. I need something small, so I actually found a 3 ohm speaker. And it'll probably take up to 25 watts, but I'm probably not going to be giving it that much. But point is, it fits nicely. The bolt pattern is absolutely perfect. I mean, absolutely perfect. So I have these in place, and they are kind of snug, so I'm leaving them there for now. I also, because of this gap, see how this one's all flat, and then this one actually has this raised flange. So if you were to put it down, the screws are raised up. So I had to get new screws, make sure they were the right length, and I want to take in that gap. So I took a couple of pieces of this vinyl tubing. One of them fits inside the other. Boom. Let's see. Yeah, so if I had 2 hands available, you could see it, yay, and just slides right in. But that'll fit then perfectly over the screw. So I'm gonna do that. But the other problem is, let's see if I can get you in. If look, this is a flat freaking speaker. The actual lip, now that it's blue, because I was using it to mark the grill, I'll show you that. But this one, in fact, I'll probably have to get a different angle. It actually sits way proud of the mounting flange. So what that was going to do, this aluminum grill was bigger, and it just sat on top of this rim here. So it did just previously just sit on top, and then the speaker sat on top of the grill. No problem, because this thing can't even move enough, and it doesn't protrude. But this thing, no good, because that protrudes, number one, just at rest, and it's going to flex more. So that means it has even more is going to stick up. I doubt I can accurately show, but anyway, you know how speakers work. So I had to cut this so it'll sit down inside, and that gives me like an 1/8 of an inch relief almost. It's got a shape, so it'll have to be held down, but that's why I made this vinyl tube loop. Vinyl tube loop. And I just took some of this vinyl tubing, cut it to the exact right shape, looped it around, crazy glued it to itself, and then I stuck it in boiling water, and then placed it over a cup to let it cool, and that gave me a nice round vinyl gasket, basically. So what'll happen is I'll put the grill down, and then we'll put that in and make sure it's all alignicus, and that should do double duty of holding down the aluminum grill and suspending the speaker up off of its flange face. So if it's lined up right, the screws actually help with that a little bit, or they don't, but yeah, that's the idea anyway. But yeah, then it'll all sandwich together. That vinyl tube does fit just nice, and there's like the littlest bit of gap around the foam flex ring. So yeah, so that's that one problem engineered away, and now I have lots of others. Like, I need to have this amp mounted on these holes, and I have some like aluminum and steel flat bar I can bend and drill and do that with, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. Getting the alignment correct, but that's no thing. Another thing to think about is this is the original knob, and I want to use it here, but the way this is going to mount, it inevitably is going to be too far away. So I think what I'm actually going to end up doing is making my own receiver for that, a little knob that plugs onto, and then that will connect to that. Otherwise it's not going to have enough purchase. There's just, I mean, even if I cut one of these off and turn it into a D-ring, and then, I could do that, but it's not going to sit far enough onto it to have good enough grab. So I need to build some kind of adapter over there, and that'll free me up for mounting space too. Then that I don't have to try to grind my teeth figuring out perfect alignment. I can build some adjustability into it, and then this coupler will be able to take up for that variance there. So yeah, so that's one thing. And then I have my Bluetooth receiver, and that is going to need to go in here somewhere, and that can pretty much go anywhere I want it to, as long as it doesn't interfere with anything else. Get tidy with that. And I can pop things like, I can pop these ports off, so that the stereo and the power ports, I can pull those off if I need space. I can take the headphone plug off of there. I want to relocate the microphone so that it uses this. Basically, I think it's just like an open bass port, or because it has drain holes for water. It's meant to get wet. But yeah, I don't know what that open knob thing is for, other than just maybe, to kind of provide some bass sound from whatever that thing is. But yeah, so I want to put the mic there. Yeah, so we'll break the mic out, maybe remove the headphone jack. I'm going to have to patch into the power switch and these control switches. And that's what I think I'm going to use the drain ports for, is actual buttons. So I'll make back and volume down, and forward and volume up, and then the middle one will be play pause, that kind of thing. So yeah, it'll be cool. I have 3 drain holes, 3 bow tones. I think that's going to work out just nice. One of the issues that I do have to work out as far as electronics go, and if anyone knows, wants to help me out, that'd be great. But part of the issue is I do have this power switch, and it is the kind that turns on when you crank it, and then adjust the volume. And what's cool is they even are separate. So this these are right here are the power switch, and they're even shaped for marking, so that's negative and positive. And then here's your volume contacts. So it's separate and accessible, but the problem is it's a switch. So the thing is, 5 volts is running through this until you turn it on, and then it's using the 5 volts and sending it through the rest of the electronics. So I can't patch into it and use it to turn the other board on. So I'm gonna have to figure out some kind of system here whereby turning this knob on then turns this Bluetooth thing on. And the Bluetooth does have a system. Part of its operating system is that if the switch is on and it gets power, it still won't turn on. It has to be switch booted. It has to be turned off and then back on. Yay for that. So I'm gonna have to somehow figure out how to turn this thing turning on into this switch, making a connection. I'm gonna look at it, transistors, diode, that kind of stuff. I'll have to work on it. So yeah, that's one challenge. And I think, other than, yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. And then some other construct challenges as far as breaking, a mini charge port and then wiring that out to, say, the back here. So that's the back of it, and it would be cool to use that hole where the cord came out earlier and just have your charge port right there at that hole, so it would still maintain its looks, and then if you had it plugged in with a cord, then it would look like it. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so that's an update on the Simplex Drive-In speaker Bluetooth modernization challenges and things so far. So yeah, there you go. Off the cuff. Take one. Boom. I'm the best.